Good evening once again. Once again, I have started live and was not live. I hope I was not live. I don't think I was because I had the blue light telling me that I needed to go live. Hi, welcome to Best Listener Ever. The time right now is approximately 6:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. That puts us 10 minutes behind our start time, and I apologize for that. I always endeavor to be on time, to start on time. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We are working very hard to build a library of videos that you can watch, some short, some of medium length. I don't plan to do another hour-long presentation until I can put up the link, as I'm about to do right now, and invite you in to interact with me, because this is a talk show. The whole idea for me being here is to communicate and interchange ideas with you. It's what I do best. That's why I style myself the best listener ever. And unless you can find someone who's a better listener than I am and can refer me to them, I'm it until that time. Now, the title, In Whom or What Do You Trust? Let's define trust once again. Trust is a firm belief. This is the noun form. A firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of a person or thing. To trust is a noun, that is exercising that firm belief in an ability or reliability or truth in a person, to trust a person or an institution. In whom or what do you trust? Trust begins at a very early age. At a very early age, you are conditioned to trust that your parents love you and care for you and have your best interests at heart. And for, I hope, most of us, that trust is well-founded. Our parents show us love and devotion, and sacrifice. They show us correction, direction, and faith in our ability to grow up and replace them as parents. When we begin school, we trust that the teachers are there to lead us, guide us, teach us. Those of us who are taken into the churches learn very early on that we are supposed to trust in what we are taught and is preached to us in church. We are to trust these things. As we grow older, we begin to question sometimes whether our parents have our best interests in heart, oftentimes whether the teachers in the schools have our best interests at heart. Even more, in church, as we grow older, we begin to question the teachings and the doctrines. This is a part of growth. This is a part of asking questions. People who don't ask questions simply trust and believe. And this is, I believe, the majority of people. Very few people question anything. And if they do, they question it internally, not outwardly, because there's nothing that will get you shut down quicker than asking too many questions. I learned that early in life. That's why I developed a talent for asking questions. I guess that sounds arrogant too, but people that know me, people that meet me, I have to tell them up front, I ask a lot of questions. But I will never ask anyone any question that I'm not willing to answer in turn. I ask questions so that I can learn who you are. I ask questions of institutions so I can learn what they are all about. Sometimes people don't like that. Institutions certainly don't like that because they want to portray a certain image. And for you to question that image is dangerous to the institution. If you learn, for instance, that an institution is not what it holds out to be, you might challenge that institution. When I started the live, erroneously, a few minutes ago, I gave an example of having graduated high school and entered the military. I had always believed, because I realized early on that as soon as I graduated high school, I was going to join the military and see the world. I did. And very soon after we were set up in our basic training scenario, the instructor told us, she says, you are no longer black man. You are no longer white man. You are no longer brown man. You are green man. And I was so impressed. I felt like I had just made the best choice ever, because I was a part of an institution in which I was seen as a serviceman, not as who I am, which is, I was a black teenager at the time. But I learned within a matter of hours, days at the most, that that was a lie. That military service and military institution, the military institution I was a part of, was as racist, divisive, and showed as much favoritism as the outside world. And that I was black first and a serviceman second. I got used to the idea rather quickly, and found that to be true of most institutions I have been a part of. Every job I've ever worked on, every institution I've ever worked within, every college and university I ever attended, were all built the same way. We're all designed the same way, to further the causes of the dominant culture. To further the causes of the dominant culture. Now, I'm not going to divert to talk about the dominant culture. We have videos set up to explain the global system of white supremacy under which we all serve. If you want to know more about that, look up those videos. But as I have grown older and older and older, my circle of trust has grown smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, until I trust very few institutions at all. I trust few doctrines at all. That's why I have no religion. Politicians are never to be trusted for any reason, at any level. Local, county, state, or federal. Politicians are never to be trusted. They are too prone to the influence of money. I suppose money is about the only thing you can trust, because if you have enough of it, you can have some of the things that people tell you in society you ought to have as a citizen. People will tell you that you have a right to a fair trial. You have a right to justice in the courts. You have a right to this, that, or the other as a citizen, a native-born citizen. When nothing could be further from the truth. I'm wondering what this means. Comments are on. No, comments are off. Okay. And they've already been posted to the billboard. The link. The link will always be there. The link will always be available to you. If people aren't signing in to listen, that's because notifications probably haven't gone out. I only have a handful of subscribers at this point. We've got to start somewhere. And while I'm on that point, after having looked at it, I don't think I'm very well disposed toward buying subscribers. We'll go into that another time. But we're talking about in whom and in what you trust. What do you trust? People will say, well, I trust in God. I think I told you not to bring God into this. But as far as what you can see and sense, what do you trust? Who do you trust? Why do you trust them? Have they proven themselves worthy of your trust? Have they destroyed your trust in them? Have the institutions you work in and serve, have they proved that they're trustworthy? Examine this for yourself. I can't tell you. And I'm not trying to tear down your trust. That's not my place. I would not if I could. It's for every man and woman to decide what he or she trusts and places their trust in, and who. Feel free. But just recognize that trust doesn't go as far as you think it does. Because once people realize that you have any level of trust in them, far from showing you that they're trustworthy, they will abuse you in ways you cannot even imagine. They will abuse you as an individual. They will abuse you as a group. They will abuse you as a people. And they will certainly abuse you as a citizenry. This is demonstrated every day in broad headlines all around the world, and definitely here in the United States. You go to the polls every 4 years, trusting that the candidate you vote for to occupy the highest office in the land is someone you can trust. Why? Because he or she tells you you can. You send people to Congress and the Senate because they tell you that they're going to fight for you. The pastor tells you that you can trust what he says because he got the word from on high. You can't even tell your closest friends that you don't believe a word of it, because then they'd be looking at you funny. So you just internalize your disbelief and your distrust, and you go along with the program. You go along to get along. When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. You don't do as I do. You don't question anything. That only leads to misery and grief and ostracization. And nobody wants that. Everybody wants to be part of the group. But in order to be part of the group, you have to exhibit trust, first in the group, and then all the institutions that surround the group. And as long as you're following along like a good group person, you're accepted and you feel a part of a group. When the entire group, needless to say, you are being betrayed at every level. These are things I've learned in my own life, and they apply to many of you. Many of you, as in most of the things I say here, are known to you even better and more completely than I could ever state. To you, I'm preaching to the choir. To others who may not have thought about these things, I suppose what I'm saying sounds like heresy. I suppose 400 or 500, 600 years ago, depending on where I was in the world, I'd have been burnt a long time ago for having a questioning mind. But I wasn't. I was born here. And now I so-called have freedom of speech. I have a YouTube platform, and I can say whatever I like, as long as I don't break certain rules. So to continue, please like, please share, please subscribe. We can develop these ideas and any other ideas I put out in any of the videos that I have uploaded to this point. We can bounce these ideas back and forth. If you ever have any questions, all you have to do is click on the link. I'm waiting for you. I need you to participate. But trust me, if a year from now, no one has clicked on the link and I still have the same number of subscribers, I'm still going to do the same presentation. I'm still going to put the same effort in developing presentations. I may not do them as often, but I will do them. And I will always make it available for you to participate. That's the only reason I'm here. So please like, please share, please subscribe, clicking on the notification button. Don't let anybody make a monkey of you. We're going to be back here at 8 p.m. And see, somebody can take you and make a monkey out of you in the next 2 hours. You can be perfectly normal. And within an hour and a half, you'll develop an unquenchable hunger for bananas because someone has made a monkey out of you. Don't let them do it. Don't make a monkey out of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Till we meet again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, God willing, peace.